So we have a question for you today on the podcast. How much are you willing to spend on your wedding? How much are you willing to give up for this day? There are many people who are like, hey, this is a once in a lifetime event. And hence, you shouldn't, spare anything. You have to go all out. So the question is it good to go all in and go all out? Or why do people spend so much on their wedding, and after the wedding, they now start having problems in their marriages because now they have to pay certain bills? Let's hear from you in the comment section. What's your take? Are you willing to spend whatever it is you have to spend because it's a special day for you, or you are going to spend with wisdom? I don't know. Let's share our thoughts on it. So Miguel has some agenda or has some thoughts in respect of this particular topic. And I also have some thoughts in respect of this particular topic. Why do people really want to spend a lot on their wedding? Miguel, what's your thought here? Why do you think people want to spend more on their wedding, in your opinion?
I think that, listen, sometimes people try to do that to impress others. And maybe another point is also that sometimes they try to outdo what others have previously done.
Right.
Some of them perceive it as challenge.
Right. So I think I agree with that point in the concept of inferiority complex.
Okay.
People feel that they have to validate themselves.
Yeah.
And so they've gone to a friend's wedding. And you see many of these things in a lot of women's brain, right? Yeah. They've attended a friend's wedding, and the friends did A, B, C, D. Yeah. And so in their wedding or at their wedding, they also want to do something to outshine them.
Yeah.
So as you said, it's like a challenge. Yeah. But I think that is not a challenge. It is something deep-rooted within them, inferiority complex. Yeah. They feel inferior of themselves and think the only way they can validate themselves is that wedding. Yeah. So that they can show the world that, they
can rock shoulders.
They can rock shoulders.
With the rich.
That's the thing in that particular case. Okay. So people do that for challenge. Any other reason why you think?
Another reason is also pressure from the woman. Men are easygoing people.
Right.
And the mandate on a woman in a man's life is to come and provide help.
Right.
But now they are giving men undue pressure. and some men are also following suit. So the point is, women are very complicated species.
Okay.
That's how I put it.
Okay.
They are complicated species.
Right.
And this one thing I tell people a lot, that listen, when you are in a relationship with a woman, and the woman is advising you, you can listen, but don't apply.
Okay. So give her a hearing, yes, but you cannot apply all.
As a man, you have to always be mindful that if you listen and do everything your wife tells you to do, then you are not the husband, you are a child.
You are a child, yeah, that's true.
You are your wife's child.
That's true.
Because women can complicate your life. Look at what Ananias did to Sapphira.
Sapphira did to Ananias.
One of my all-time Bible story that I realized that a man can be so foolish.
Okay.
Because women
they sold the land, and then Ananias was like, "Let's do the right thing." And go and put everything on the altar so that we will share, because that's the norm.
Because somebody has brought his own and where
GD, right?
What I say? But what you be You see who they now? Who continue? And look at you see, women have wide array of imagination. Look at the imagination the woman had before she sold the idea to the husband.
Right.
Let's go and cheat God. That was the backlog of the whole thing.
Right.
You see the point? So as a man, listen to your wife's advice, because listen, it's very good to take advice from your wife, but decipher on which ones you are going to act on.
Or not, which one you are not going to. Yeah. So you think that those extravagant weddings, most of them are because of the woman's
pressure? They are the influences of women. Like you rightly said. Ajua mensa tegu. Okoye no. Omo de cast train by 4. Meanwhile, usutuna wa utie this garbage, you know, say you don't
have the money.
And the art of love and the big promise. And you see, all these things are all coming from the big promises and words spoken at the talking stage.
Right. But do you think it's necessary to let's assume that it's not the woman who is inferior of herself.
Okay.
It is her day.
Yeah.
And she wants to be in that element.
Yeah.
Is it good to spend it if you have it? Because my take is that if you have it, for instance, you watch Despite's Child, or Otunfo's Child, or Akufado's child marrying, and your mother or your father is from
Despite let me check this here. There will be dream car called last.
Because there are levels.
Because there are realms.
Right.
When you deal with the rich, you realize that money is just not worth it. when they spend money as if they don't have brains. They just spend the money because they are making.
How much is your money?
You see, if you joke, they will buy your money with money. They will buy your wealth with money.
Right.
So I don't have problem like you said. The people who have it
can spend.
People who have it spend it.
Because this is the issue. Like I was saying, somebody has looked at Akufo-Addo's child wedding, Akufo-Addo's daughter wedding, Otunfo's daughter's wedding. Then your mother, excuse me again, we respect everybody, right? Your mother is in the village. Your father is in the village. You have a miserable life. You don't live in your house. You don't have a car. You live in some miserable single room and porch. And you want to have that same wedding? I think that's where the problem is.
So to social media.
So they also want to have something. And that is what end up now putting burden on their marriage after the ceremony. And people start fighting at the honeymoon. Honeymoon that is meant to be honeymooned, meant to be enjoyed. Now you are paying bills. Phones are ringing. And there are people who go and borrow money for wedding. What's your thought on that?
That's one of the dumbest things a man can do on earth. Like sometimes I sit and I'm like, to go and borrow money for a wedding. Listen, and the issue is not with borrowing a minimum money.
Okay.
Let's say you are going to do your wedding, and maybe you've covered a lot of things, and maybe
you need some 10K, 5K.
10K is even too much.
Too much, okay.
But per the works you are doing.
Yeah, the work you're doing. Yeah.
You see the point. So let's say 2, 3, 4, 5,000.
That's okay.
I think it should be you should end around that parameters.
Right.
You see, because the person that you've went to borrow money is not married, and you see if the person is not married, it makes the case worse. Because if there's a you don't want to see it again. You want to live like a big boy. That's how they will see it. And let me say this. I don't know whether if after this thing people are going to change their ways or whatever. I don't know. But the point is that in Africa, as a young guy, if you get married, you are targeted. Wanyeska.
Okay. Also, married, it becomes a symbol of prosperity or that kind of thing.
But as I say, hey, you who finds a wife
finds a good thing and finds favor before the Lord.
So you become targeted. And there is this mentality. As for that one, I hate those mentality. I would beseech people to do away with that mentality if they could. And the mentality is that maybe you are a trader or you sell certain things, and once you get married, people will just
Okay. So in the workspace, when you are married, people think you have arrived, so they wouldn't want to assist you.
So, baby. Maybe I know who say maybe a
big wedding. Okay.
People so a pressure 10 years service now what 7 years free.
And now they
office coffee of yesterday now who have been now also what I see.
So
now we just kokoware.